Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a regular here, and welcome if this is your first time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you need to activate subtitles, you can do so by clicking on the caption button below. This video is also available as a podcast. Just go to studylegalenglish.com/episode 129, and you're going to find it there. Of course, you can find it also on your podcast app. So this episode, again, is about preposition mistakes that maybe you are making and you don't want to make them. So I previously did a video about this, the last video, and in fact, I link to that video in the section below. So if you haven't watched that already, you might want to watch that one as well, along with this one. So again, like I did last time, I'm going to go through, tell you what the kind of mistakes are, and then I'm going to give you a quiz. I'm going to give you some phrases which are incorrect. You need to correct them, and then we'll go through all of the answers together. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. All right, the first phrase that we're looking at is this. The parties settled the dispute outside from the court. That's a mistake. It's a common mistake. This is not the correct way to say that particular phrase. It's the wrong preposition, but there's also another mistake here. So, first of all, can you try to choose the correct preposition in this sentence to make it correct? And then secondly, see if you can spot what the other error is. Okay, so the parties settled the dispute outside to, of, for, on, onto, in, into the court. Choose the correct preposition and see if you can correct the other error. 3, 2, 1. The answer is the parties settled the dispute outside of the court. Okay, of is the correct preposition, but there's another mistake, and that is that you shouldn't put the article the. And it's not outside, it's out of court. Okay, the parties settled the dispute out of court. Out of court. So to settle out of court or to reach an out of court settlement is a phrase in legal English. It means to resolve a legal dispute before a court issues a judgment on the case. So, you're settling maybe through negotiations, settlement negotiations, maybe through mediation. You reach an agreement, the parties reach an agreement to settle a matter, to resolve a matter without having to have a judge issue an order for damages or some kind of remedy on the matter. Okay. Let's go on to the next common mistake. Okay. I need to reach out the CEO to discuss the contract amendments. Reach out is a phrasal verb in itself. Okay, to reach out is a phrasal verb, but it needs a preposition afterwards. So see if you can choose the correct preposition that comes afterwards. I need to reach out to, of, for, from, on, onto, in, into the CEO to discuss the contract amendments. What do you think is the correct preposition there? 3, 2, 1. The correct preposition is I need to reach out to the CEO to discuss the contract amendments. So to reach out to someone is the correct way to use to reach out to, okay? To reach out to someone. Of course, you might use other prepositions like I need to reach out to the CEO on Friday, okay? Yes, you use other prepositions, but you usually reach out to someone, okay? First of all, and then add extra information afterwards. And it means to try to contact someone, usually in order to try to help them. This is a phrasal verb that Natasha and I use in our book, Practical English Language Skills for Lawyers, Improving Your Legal English, because it's a common way to talk about contacting someone. Anyway, let's move on. The next common mistake. This is super common. Very often hear students saying this incorrectly. Last week, I participated to a meeting to negotiate a contract. To participate to something is a mistake. Let's see if you can correct it. Last week, I participated of, for, from, on, onto, in, into a meeting to negotiate a contract. 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is last week I participated in a meeting to negotiate a contract. You participate in something. So, to participate in a meeting, in an event, in contract negotiations, in a conference call, in a call, you can participate in many things. It means to take part in that meeting or event. I always tell my students to try to remember it in terms of, I am participating in a meeting, okay? Because if you think of that ing, maybe that will help you to remember that to participate goes with in, okay? I am participating in a meeting. To try to help you remember that preposition. All right, moving on. Last year, I attended to a conference ran by our local bar association. Again, this is quite a common mistake. Attend to is not correct. Yeah, let's see if you can correct it. Last year, I attended to, of, for, from, on, onto, in, into a conference ran by our local bar association. Now, this one's a bit tricky. See what you think is the correct answer. 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is that there's no preposition, okay? Last year, I attended, no preposition, a conference ran by our local bar association. A lot of students say, I attend to something, which is incorrect, okay? You attend a meeting, an event, a call, a conference call, okay? To attend a meeting or an event means to go to that meeting or event. However, to attend to something is a phrasal verb, and it means to care for it, to deal with it. For example, the nurse attended to the patient means that the nurse was caring for the patient, okay? So to attend to means something completely different than attend, okay? So very often I expect you as a lawyer, you're going to be attending meetings, not attending to things, okay? All right, let's move on. The next mistake is this. I am acting on behalf for the buyer in this acquisition. That's incorrect. We don't use the preposition for. So let's see if you can correct it. I am acting on behalf to, of, from, on, onto, in, into the buyer in this acquisition. What do you think is the correct preposition here? I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. The correct answer is I am acting on behalf of the buyer in this acquisition. Okay. To act on behalf of someone is the correct way to say it. Okay. To act on behalf of a person or a company. It means to represent that person or company. Okay. You're a lawyer. You're going to be acting on behalf of clients a lot in negotiations, in litigation. Okay. So it's an important important phrase to get correct, okay? I act on behalf of someone. All right, so those were the 5 phrases, the 5 mistakes that I wanted to show you. I hope you understood all of that. If you didn't, rewind, go back, watch again, because now we're going to do the quiz. I'm going to present you with 5 phrases which have mistakes in them, and you need to correct them. Then I'll go through the answers, okay? So, you ready? Let's go. Number 1, we reached an outside space, the court settlement. We reached an outside 2 of 4 from, on, onto, in, into the court settlement. So choose the correct preposition. And if you notice that there's another mistake there, make sure that you correct that. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go on to number 2. My client reached out, space, me, for some legal advice on the matter. My client reached out to, of, for, from, on, onto, in, into, me for some legal advice on the matter. So choose the correct preposition there. 3, 2, 1. All right, number 3. Next week, I will participate, space, conference with other senior lawyers in our law firm. Next week, I will participate to, of, for, from, on, onto, in, into, conference with other senior lawyers in our law firm. Choose the correct preposition here. To participate, preposition meeting. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's move on to number 4. Okay, number 4. I would like to attend, space, your webinar about contract drafting. The options are, I would like to attend to, of, for, from, on, onto, in, into, your webinar about contract drafting. Pay attention here. This one's a bit tricky. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's look at number 5. Our firm acts on behalf to, of, for, from, on, onto, in, into the most important tech companies. Okay, what do you think the correct preposition is there for on behalf? 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go through the answers. Number 1, we reached an out of court settlement. So of is the correct preposition. You also needed to take out outside of the court. Okay, we don't use side and we don't use the. You just say an out of court settlement. Okay, number 2. My client reached out to me for some legal advice on the matter. To reach out to someone. Number 3. Next week, I will participate in a conference with other senior lawyers in our law firm. To participate in something. All right, number 4. I would like to attend your webinar about contract drafting. There's no preposition, okay? Remember, don't use a preposition when you're talking about going to something in the sense of attending it. Number 5, our firm acts on behalf of the most important tech companies. To act on behalf of. Okay, so that's the end of the quiz. I hope you got 100%. If you didn't, go back, rewatch this video and try again. And in that way, you will learn and you will improve your legal English. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please do like it and leave a comment in the section below. Why not practice using these phrases by writing your own sentences as well? Just write them in the comment section below. All right, so thanks for watching and see you next time.